Here are 5 questions that could change your life. And I recommend that you take the next 5 to 7 minutes and really reflect on these questions for you, because I believe that the quality of your questions dictates the quality of your answers. And your answers then are what are going to filter your actions towards your goals. So the better the lens, that is the questions we ask, the better the beam of light we get out the other side, which is the answers and the actions and therefore our results. So the better questions we can ask, the more likely we are to get what we want out of life. So question number 1 is simply this, and this was a very powerful question for me. In my 20s, I struggled with this feeling of purposelessness, no direction to the chaotic energy that I was creating in the world. I always felt as though my wheels were spinning just 1,000 miles an hour, inches off the ground. You know, with ADHD, you just have all this potential, but like focusing it in one direction was like impossible. And it wasn't until I stumbled onto this question and started asking myself this every single day, actually, in fact, multiple times every single day, that I started to align my actions with a long-term vision for the life that I wanted to create. And the question was simply this: what's my outcome? It's very simple, but at the root of it, it's trying to understand, if you keep doing the thing that you are doing right now in this moment, in the way that you're doing it, is it going to move you towards your desired end state or not? For most people, we don't actually know what that desired end state is. You might have it very vaguely articulated in your mind's eye. There's this nebulous vision of what life could be down the road, or what your business could be doing in 5-10 years. But you've never really clearly defined it as crystal clear in your mind's eye as when you look around the room around you. Like, you should be able to see your vision for your future as clearly as I can see that chair right there. Because the more clearly that you see it, the more able you are to hit it, right? We see that which we target. And so this question, what's my outcome, continually brings back to the forefront of your mind's eye, what is the target that I'm directing my activities, my actions towards? And you'd be surprised how easy it is to get off target with this. This is why I programmed this question in the beginning. For about 5 years, I had this alarm running 4 times a day, and it would go off randomly throughout the day, so that I would just be interrupted randomly. Like, my phone would just go off, and it would say, what's my outcome? And it would stop me. It would give me this opportunity to reflect. Say, if it went off right now, I could reflect on that question. What is the desired outcome? If I keep doing what I'm doing, why am I doing this? Why am I sitting here on this podcast right now trying to talk to you? What is my goal with that? Is it because I want to make money? Is it because I want to be famous? Is it because I want to communicate something to you in a way that might actually make your life better? And if I can remember why I'm doing the thing, then I stop going through the motions and I apply myself with intention towards this moment. And the more that you can find opportunities in your life to disrupt the pattern of complacency that you find yourself getting into, the more likely you are to make progress towards your goals. So what's my outcome is the first question. Number 2, what does it look like to win today? We often go through life having no clue what it actually looks like for you to have a successful day. Like, you didn't sit down in the morning. Most people never do this. They never actually sit down and say, this is what it would look like to win. This is what a good day would look like. And you could do that. You could set the target and say, a good day is if I can spend an hour outside in the sun with my bros, I can spend some time with my girlfriend, I could eat healthy, I could get a good workout in, and I could spend 3 hours of concerted effort focusing on some work that moves me with deep purpose and passion, right? You could define that. And then at the end of the day, you could look back and you could reflect and say, how did I stack up to that? Did I win today? But most people don't do that. What they do is they wake up and they just start tackling the to-do list. They start tackling whatever life throws at them in that moment, and they're reacting to what's being thrown at them. And then they get to the end of the day, and because they had no clue at the beginning of the day what it would look like to win, they get to the end and they just don't feel like it was successful. Even though they might have done all of those things, because they didn't actually stop and say, this is what winning would look like, they get to the end and they feel like they lost. Most people go through life feeling like they're losing simply because they haven't taken the time to define what it looks like to win. So do that for yourself every day, every morning. Sit down and say, what's it look like to win today? Question number 3. What dreams are you not pursuing? I want you to look yourself in the mirror when you ask yourself this question. What dreams am I not pursuing? What thing do I want most for my life? The impact that I want to have in this world or on the people around me. What am I not doing right now? And then ask yourself, why are you not doing it? often the reason we hold ourselves back is not necessarily the fear of failure. It's the fear of the judgment of the people around us and what they will think of our failure in pursuit of that goal. The other day, my girlfriend, Jamie, she's a yoga instructor, and she's been trying to put out content more consistently on social media. She sees the power of that. And that's one of the very first things I coach my clients on, is like, use social media to build an audience, because once you have eyeballs, you can sell all sorts of stuff if that's what you want to do, or you can just use it as a vehicle for making an impact on the world. Either way, it's a great thing. The problem she articulated to me the other day, she's like, I put out this content and I know it's not very good. And my fear is that you in particular, you are going to look at it and you're going to think less of me. You're going to judge me because it's not very good. And I know all too well how that feels, because in the beginning of my content creation journey, the people that I was most afraid of their judgments was my best friend, my brother, my parents. I was afraid that they would look at the content that I was putting out, the person that I wanted to be, or the thoughts that I had, and they would look at it and say, that's not the Anthony I know. That's not the Anthony I knew when he was a kid, or the teenager, or the screw up in his 20s. Who is he now to talk about this concept? I can't tell you how many times my stepmom has articulated this to one of my other siblings in the family, which was, what does he know about this? I remember when he used to be a fuck up, like in school and like as a kid. And I'm like, yeah, I was that, but I'm also now this, right? And my best friend in the world just recently told me, like, he couldn't watch my content because it makes him cringe. So you can imagine, like, it hurts when the judgments of the people that you care most about look at what you're doing and they don't approve of it. But if they don't want what you want for your life, then their judgments or criticisms shouldn't matter. And what I told Jamie was, I don't judge anybody for the quality of the work that they do in pursuit of their dream. I just simply judge whether or not they're moving in that direction. And so if you're putting out the content and it's terrible, that's okay. Like, you're moving in the direction of your dreams, and I will never judge anybody who's moving in the direction of their dreams, no matter how slowly it is. It's the people who are standing still, who are refusing to take action to move forward, and they're holding themselves back, who are not pursuing their dreams, period, full stop. Those are the people I pity. Those are the people I judge, and those are the people I want nothing to do with in my life. And if that's you, stop it, because your dreams die one I'll get to it tomorrow at a time. One, tomorrow is the day where I'm going to start my diet. Tomorrow is the day I'm going to start that business. Tomorrow is the day I'm finally going to ask that girl out, right? Tomorrow never comes. There's always another tomorrow right behind it, and you'll have an endless stream of excuses that you can hide behind. So do it now. Your dreams, they're not gonna wait for you. So go get them. Question number 4. What are you holding on to that doesn't serve you? What are you holding on to that doesn't serve you? That might be anger. It might be jealousy. It might be self-doubt. It might be resentment. Could be the good old days, right? Like the person that you used to be. Maybe you're going through some difficult times right now, and you look back about how easy it used to be and who you were, like living in you was the prom king and homecoming queen as the quarterback, and you're living in the past, right? Or maybe you have anger. You're angry because life didn't play out the way you thought it would, or you're angry at your brother for a thing that he did a couple of years ago and that you've never resolved, or you have these limiting beliefs about yourself, saying, I'm not the type of person who could do this thing or that thing. I'm not that type of person. Ask yourself, what are you holding on to that doesn't serve you? Because it either in life pushes you forward towards your goals or it holds you back. And in my experience, the path is long and it's hard enough as it is. If you're climbing the mountain, drop the dead weight. Don't make it any harder. Ask yourself, what am I holding on to that doesn't serve you? And then recognize that it's you holding on to it, not it holding on to you. And at any moment, you can choose to let it go. You can release the anger, the jealousy, self-doubt, all the limiting beliefs. You can just let it go right now in this moment and move on and continue on that journey. And I promise you it'll get that much easier. Question number 5. Who are the 5 people I want sitting next to me on my deathbed? If you could project into the future, maybe you're 85 years old, or maybe it's today. You know, we know we're mortal beings, but we never stop to consider, what if today is the last day? What if I get hit by a car today and they take me into the ICU and I'm sitting there and it's done. It's game over. They're like, he has a couple hours left. And I have in that moment the opportunity to say, I want these 5 people to be at my bedside. Who are those 5 people? Who are those 5 people that you would call in that moment, in your final moments on this earth, that you would want to be there? And recognize that they can be in your life right now. They could be there for you right now. It doesn't have to wait until it's your final moment. And I encourage you to reach out to those people, whoever they might be, and let them know, hey, this is how much you mean to me. This is how grateful I am for you. And I think that right there will solve a vast majority of problems that you encounter in your life when you're feeling lonely or purposeless or adrift, or that you have no meaning in the world. Find the people that you love most and let them know right now how much you love them. Don't wait. So ask yourself these 5 questions. I encourage you to take the next 10, 15 minutes and really think hard about these. Maybe choose one every day for the next week and think and meditate on it. And I promise if you do that, it will transform your life. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I'll see you in the next episode.